Hello. Hi. Okay, let's do this thumbnail really fast. Okay, there we go. There's the thumbnail. Hi, how you guys doing? Got a little bit of an echo. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Maybe the music's a little bit loud and then it covers the echo. I don't know. We'll see. How's everyone doing? Can you guys hear me okay? Is this like a good sound, or should I turn the volume down? Let me know. Hi. Hey, Wolfgar. How are you? Hi. How's you guys this week so far? Let me turn down the music really fast, okay? Hey. Hi, Andrew. Good to see you. How you doing? How's your guys this week so far? You guys having a good week so far? Do you have anything fun planned for the weekend? Let me know how you're doing. Let's see. Get everyone in here and everything. My week's been crazy, but yeah, I won't get into that. Hey, Sebastian. How you? How's your week been? How you doing? So let's get started on this. Welcome back to Vegas Aces Open Classroom live stream. My name is Heather Ferris with Vegas Aces, and today I will be teaching you about Blackjack. So Blackjack won by a landslide this week with 6 votes, followed by Craps, Let It Ride, Pai Gow Poker, Super Fun 21, and 21 plus 3 Extreme, which all had 1 vote. Cool. So before we get started, I just want to remind you to subscribe and make sure you always hit that notification bell so that way you'll always be notified of our latest videos and live streams. My next live stream is my Let's Play Blackjack live stream on Monday, April, what is that? April 15th, I think it is. April 15th at 7 p.m. Sebastian, fine, my week is good. Searching for a job. Well, good luck finding a job. Are you located in Las Vegas? I could help you with that. Let me know. So, moving on, we got to sell something. So, I have these awesome Vegas Aces stickers for $5. If you want a Vegas Aces sticker, email me at heather@vegas-aces.com or send me $5 through my Patreon link. I think I have a link below in the description, and I will send you this sticker. And you buying a sticker would definitely help support Vegas Aces, so thank you. Hello from Wisconsin. Happy snow day. Alan, really? You guys are snowing up there? Dang, I was hoping the winter was done. How much snow did you guys get? Sebastian, no, I live in Chile, South America, darn it. Well, let me know if there's anything I could do to help you. If you need any help learning any table games or anything like that, I'm here for you. So, as we continue, so in case you guys didn't know, Vegas Aces is the world's first free dealing trade school. Speaking of which, we help people all around the world learn how to deal table games, and we do it for free. And we also help people get a job. Perfect timing. If you guys, we are now placing dealers at the Sunset Station. If you guys want a job here in Las Vegas at the Sunset Station, let me know, email me. We are doing interviews and video auditions all this week. Again, email me at heather@vegas-aces.com. Any experience level is welcome. You must be able to deal blackjack, you must be able to pitch a handheld game, and you must be able to deal one of 2 games, either roulette or Pai Gow Poker. If there's anything you don't know, we'll teach you and we'll walk you through the process of getting hired as a dealer. And that goes for people in Chile too. So, and I'm sure I totally butchered that. I'm so bad at pronouncing stuff. But if you guys, even if you're not in Las Vegas, if you need some help getting a job, I will do my best to help you, and we'll work through the process together. So let me know. I am here for you guys. 8 inches of snow. Wow. I need the summer now, and I want a sticker too. Hey, we got someone on Twitch. Awesome. Hey, Poor. How you doing? Good to see ya. He wants to bet 100. Ha, nice. Well, we'll get your bet up here in 1 second. Actually, here, we'll just put it right here. And Sebastian. Yep, I'm a little confused. One play, Blackjack. Ah, that's a very good question. What happens when I have a Blackjack, but the dealer also has a Blackjack too, and it's a tie? Well, that depends. It depends if that card is a 10 up card or an ace up card. If it's an ace up card, then they'll be asking for insurance, and we'll be going over that a little bit later. If they have a 10 up card, then that means that when they look in the Blackjack mirror, this thing right here, they'll see that they have a Blackjack. They'll flip it over, and if both you and the dealer have a Blackjack, then it's a push. And both hands push. There's no money taken, no money exchanged. It's just a push. Okay, so let us continue. Super Chat and Patreon. Remember to always tip your dealer, and now you can with Super Chat. Super Chat is a way that YouTube allows you to show your appreciation by tipping me any amount you want. Give it a try. Or you could show me your support by becoming a member of my Patreon page. We have several different levels and rewards that you could choose from. Any membership level counts, even $1. So become a Patreon member today. Let me give you an update with the courses. Everything has been pushed back another week. The reason why is because I am having a little dilemma over here. Another one. My shower has mold, which is great. So we're going to be tearing everything out and replacing it. And we can't exactly be doing the filming or the recording while all of that is taking place. So we are going to get that done in the next couple weeks. We are doing our best, but we are working on it, and that should be out hopefully soon. Hopefully in a couple weeks. We'll see. But, you know. Ha! Give me a Blackjack, close bets, and start. Yes, we are going to start here in just 1 minute. Today is not the Let's Play Blackjack live stream, so today is the Open Classroom live stream, and that means that we are going to be explaining to you how to play Blackjack. Hey Demonic, good to see you. How are you? Good morning from Australia. That's pretty cool. Hi. Hello from Las Vegas. That's awesome. Oh, and my book update. Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate that. So I'm working on my book. I am taking a long time. I know, I realize that. I will never ever give out book due dates or book dates again. What do you call it? Book release dates. I'll never give those out again. The book is coming good. I'm working on chapter 6 right now. And the section that I am working on is talking about standing for 8 hours and a good pair of shoes. So that is how the book is coming. I try to work on it every single day, and I try to devote at least an hour, hour and a half every day on it. So that is how the book is coming. And yeah, I think that's all the updates and everything. Hey Jimmy on Twitch, how you doing? Good to see you, Jimmy. Awesome. Okay, so we got all that taken care of. So let us start off with our class today. Our class we are going to be teaching today is Blackjack. And let us go over the object of the game. The object of the game on Blackjack is to get closer to 21 than the dealer without going over. So you're just playing the player against the dealer. You're not betting against any of the other players. The other thing is cards. Now, we got new cards today. I want to show you guys something real quick. When you are on a single or a double deck, which is what we're going to be doing this week on Blackjack, we're not doing the 6 or 8 deck shoe. We're going to do a double deck this week. You get new cards every 2 hours. So they'll come to the table, and just to show everyone, so that way you know the table isn't fixed, you know the game isn't fixed, nothing like that. The floorman will come up to the table and they'll stand next to the dealer, and as they're standing there, they'll take the seal off of the cards. So all of the players on the table can see that these are brand new cards. They're just opened, never been used before. And that is why the floorman comes up to the table and takes off the seal and the plastic on the table. So that way the players could see that they're a totally brand new deck of cards. So that's what we're going to do today. We got 2 new brand new decks of cards here. So we are going to take off the seal, open up the plastic like so. So we got the plastic. And then what we do, there's a little seal on the box as well. I don't know if you could see this, but there's a seal right here. And that is something else that the floorman has to open. This is another way to show that the deck has never been opened before. It's not been tampered, and it's a brand new deck of 52 cards. So there are some people that have some trouble opening the deck of cards. They'll usually take a pen or a fingernail or something, and they'll try to open it. But there's a little trick that you could do when opening a deck of cards where you can open up the deck of cards with one hand. So you're holding the deck of cards like so, and you just, there you go, and you open up the deck of cards. Now what did I do? I squeezed the corners of the deck. I squeezed the corners of the deck and I pushed forward, and this opens up the seal real quick, real fast, and you are done. So you don't have to look for any pens, you don't have to use your fingers, you don't have to sit there and waste time trying to open up the deck. Just use that little trick that I showed you where you press down on the corners and push this way with your thumb, and you'll be able to open up the deck with one hand really fast, no problem. So we open that up, and the floorman is now going to look at the cards. And when he looks at the cards, he's going to take the jokers out. There's always 2 jokers in here. And then he's going to go through and he's going to make sure that all of the cards are there. So he's going to look and see, okay, everything is there. Everything looks good. Nothing is out of place. Everything looks good. And he'll put it in the discard rack. And then he'll do the same thing with the next box. Put that over there. So we're going to do that again one more time with the next box because it's a double deck. So we do it with both decks. So I'm just going to do it real fast. Oh, oops. Cool. Okay. So now we got the cards. So now what does the dealer do after they get brand new cards? They are going to take a look at both sides. So we are going to take the cards and we are going to spread them. And the dealer spreads the cards this way, so that way the cameras up above, the eye in the sky, can see all of the cards. And what we're going to do is we're going to show the cameras every single card. We're going to show them that every card is there, they're all in place, they're all in order, there's no marks, no blemishes, no missing cards, no cards cut in half, nothing like that. So that's what the dealer's going to do. They're going to run through and they're going to make sure all of the cards are there. And they're all looking good. Usually want to make sure to show as much as the card as possible. Everything looks good. So now we are going to do the same thing with the back. And we're going to go through, we're going to make sure there's no marks, no blemishes, there's no problems, no issues, no defects, no scratches, no rips, no distinguishing marks. And we are going to do that with both of the decks. And when you're done, you just take one deck out of the discard rack and put the other deck in. That wasn't a good one. Let's try that again. That's better. So everything looks good. We're going to do the same thing with the back. Again, making sure there's no marks or blemishes, there's no problems, no cuts, no rips, nothing to distinguish them, making sure everything looks good, everything is the same. And then we are going to wash the deck. And washing the deck is my favorite part of this. We're going to do one riffle like so, and then wash the two decks. And I love this part because this is how I used to wash the decks when I was 5 years old. So then when I became 21 and I learned how to shuffle and I saw that this was part of the shuffling, I was so ecstatic because I'm like, yay, I was justified. My 5-year-old self is ecstatic that I was doing it right this whole time. So yeah, that is how I feel about washing the deck. Okay, so we've washed the deck. Deck is washed. This is to ensure that all of the cards are there. They are all accounted for. Everyone saw them. The camera saw them, the player saw them, floorman, dealer. We wash the deck. That makes sure that it's completely random. So we know all of the decks are shuffled randomly. And now we do a normal double deck shuffle. And every shuffle will be different depending on what casino you're at. So it really just depends on the casino. I have a couple shuffles that are pretty cool that I'm actually going to teach you guys in the Gaming 101 class that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. But we're just going to do a quick double deck shuffle and then we'll be able to start the game. Awesome. And we got it. Oh, and the cut card. Where is the cut card? Oh no, I think I'm missing the cut card and I totally forgot about it too. Just 1 second. Let's see if I have a cut card. Nope, no cut. Oh wait, yeah, we got a cut card. Okay, I found the cut card. So, I got casino stuff all over here. So don't mind my stuff over here. So we got a cut card. Awesome. We really should have 2 cut cards, but I don't know where my second cut card is. So we are just going to have 1. Oh wait, I think. Nope, that's not it. Okay, yeah, I don't know where my second cut card is. So we're going to just use 1 cut card for today. Hey Jose, good to see you. How you doing? How is everything with you? So we went through the cards. Now, when we are using a deck of cards like so, you are going to have cards where they have a number on it, and then you have 3 spots on the card. This is a number value card, and the spots on that card are pips. And the pips are the dots that show what number that card is. So the floormen, they use that when they are over on the side. So the dealer will be here, they'll be dealing, and the floorman will be all the way over here, and they can still see what card you have based on the pips, the number of pips that are on that card. So in blackjack, aces are worth either 1 or 11, and all of the value cards, 10, jack, queen, king, they're all 10 value cards. So that is the cards. Let's give it one more shuffle. Okay, so none of you guys have any questions. We're doing good on the chat. Can you guys hear me okay over the music? Let me know. And we did the shuffle. Now, the house edge on this game is roughly around 0.5%, and that really just depends on what game you're sitting on and what rules are involved. So how many decks do they use? Do they use 2 decks, 4 decks, 6 decks, or 8 decks? Is it a 3-2 game? Is it a 6-5 game? Can the dealers hit or stay on soft 17? Are you allowed to resplit aces? That kind of a thing. That all determines the house edge of the game. So we're going to cut that. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me lately what the house edge is. So on Blackjack, what is that? Hey Mick, how you doing? Let me know what you're talking about and I will answer that question for you. So going on the house edge is the amount of money that the casino makes per hand. So let us pretend that you are playing $100 on, let's make it roulette. Let's just do something easy. So on roulette, you have a 5.26% house edge. If you're playing $100 for every hand, the casino is going to make or profit $5.26 off of that. So Blackjack has roughly a 0.5% house edge. So on Blackjack, for every hand that you play, it is 50 cents. If you play $100 on this hand, then the casino is making 50 cents for every hand that you play. Now, this might not sound like a lot, but it adds up over time. So if you're playing 60 hands in 1 hour, that adds up. So that's what the house edge is. Hey Mick. So Mick is brand new. Mick doesn't know what we're doing here. So this is the Open Classroom live stream. We do 2 live streams every week. The Open Classroom live stream is basically talking. I talk about the game, I talk about how to play the game, I answer your questions. It's an open classroom. So I am teaching you, this is a classroom, you are learning, and you can ask questions. On Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is our Let's Play live stream. And that's where we're gonna play the game. So next Monday at 7 p.m. we're gonna be playing Blackjack. So come by, see us, it'll be awesome. Everyone will get to pick their spots, they'll get to pick their bets, and we will play a normal double deck blackjack. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, this is an Open Classroom live stream, so there's going to be a lot of talking in the Open Classroom live stream. So we talked about all of those. We talked about the house edge, how it depends on all of those different factors. Now let's start playing the game. Yes, Mick, I am teaching Blackjack, yes. And yes, I will touch on surrender. So let us get started. Since we are starting with surrender, let us start with that. We are going to give each player 2 cards. So when the player wants to bet, they're going to put their bet in the betting circle right here. And they could put anything from the minimum to the table maximum. And after they place their bet, the dealer is going to deal out 2 cards to each player. And it depends on if it is separate players or if it's 1 player. So if we have 1 player at the table and you're dealing this game and you're pitching this game, because I know a lot of people have problems with pitch games, which is why we're doing that today. If you have 1 player playing multiple bets like so, then you are going to pitch to the first one and then put it down for the other 2. Okay? Pitch for the first one and then put it down for the other 2. Okay? So that is how you're going to treat it. Otherwise, if it's multiple people, then you are just going to pitch to each person. So that is when you're pitching. Another thing that I wanted to go over too is at the very beginning of the game, when you first start and you have a brand new deck of cards, the first thing you're going to do as a dealer is you are going to burn a card. Always make sure you do that when you start a new hand or if you just come onto the table. So we talk about that. The player gets their cards. They all have 2 cards. Now there are several different options that the players have when they're trying to decide what they want to do. They can hit, stay, double down, split, or surrender. So we totally will talk about surrender. When you are playing on Blackjack, if you have a 0 to 16, you usually want to hit that hand. And what that means is that you are going to take your cards like so, and you are going to scratch the table. And that indicates that you want to hit and that you want an additional card. So let's say, for example, you have a 5. Your cards are 5 and you want more cards. You're going to take those cards, you're going to hit like so, and the dealer is going to give you another card. Now, when you're hitting, you are always going to hit on the side or behind your bet. You're never going to hit in front of your bet or over your bet, and the reason why is because you cover your chips when you do this. You're never allowed to cover your chips after the cards are out. So that's why you do it behind or beside your bet. So you keep hitting until you get a 17 or higher, and after you get a 17 or higher, you stay. And again, the goal is to get closer to 21 than the dealer without going over. So the next one is a stay. So let's say, for example, you have a awesome hand of 18, and you love that hand and you don't want to do anything with that hand. If you have an 18, what you do is you take your cards and you put them under your bet, like so. And that signifies to the dealer that you want to stay. Another thing you could do when you're playing this, when you're playing blackjack, is if you get, let's say, a 9, 10, or 11, and the dealer has a 6 up card, you're probably going to want to double down on that. So what does that mean? If you have an 11 and the dealer has a 5 up card, then you double down. You take your amount that you're playing, you put that same amount next to it, and you get 1 card. So we have $15 here. You're going to put $15 next to it. The hand signal that you're going to give the dealer is a 1, like so. And this indicates that you want 1 card or that you are doubling down. Another thing too is on a handheld game, such as a single deck or a double deck, the players are holding their cards. So when they double down, they're just going to put their bet out there, and that's pretty much all that they're going to say. That one hand that I just told you about where you do this, that's actually for a shoe game, not for a single deck or a double deck. The reason why is because they're holding the cards, and on a shoe game you are not holding your cards, so you do have to do those hand signals. But the handheld game is a little bit different. You're allowed to touch the cards, Mick, on a single or a double deck. If you're on a 6 or 8 deck shoe, you're absolutely correct. You are not allowed to touch the deck or the cards or anything else. Absolutely. So you're going to be holding it. You're going to put out the bet. They're going to know that it's a double down. And the dealer's going to take the card and they're going to put it face down under that bet. And that's going to be your double down bet. As the player, you are allowed to look at that card. You can look at it just like so and then leave it down. Some players, they love it. They're like, yeah, I got it. And they flip it up and they're all excited and that kind of a thing. The player or the dealer, the casinos, they don't really like it when players do that. They want you to leave it down. So you would leave it down. Now another thing you would do is if you have 8s or aces, you would split the deck. And splitting the deck is same thing. You would put an equal amount out and you would get 2 hands. So let's say you have a pair of 8s. 8. And where's another 8? Come on. They don't want to give me another 8. There's no other 8s. I can't find an 8. There we go, 2 8s. Okay. So you got a pair of 8s, like so. You want to split. You're going to put an equal amount out, like so. And you're going to put your cards out. And the reason why you're going to put your cards out is because we are going to split them and we are going to play 2 separate hands. So now you are splitting them. You have 2 hands and they both start with 8. So you're going to get 1 card. This is a 13. Let's say the dealer has a 10 up card, like so. You have 13, you're going to hit. 15. Oh, and you get too many and you bust. Now we're going to go on to the next one. Totally different hand, but still starting with an 8. Oh, and now you got another 8. So now you could split that again. So we're going to take that and split it again. Because when you are splitting, you can split up to 4 times. With aces, though, you are only allowed to split once, depending on the casino and depending on what table you're at. So at some casinos, at some tables, you can split aces 4 times. Otherwise, you can only split aces once. It really just depends. So we're going to split it again. We got 8s. You have 15 on this hand, 18 on this hand. We're going to stay. 13 on this hand, 23 on that hand, and you lose. So you see how when you're splitting 8s or when you're splitting any cards, you could split them up to 4 times, and you're playing 4 separate hands. So that is what splitting is. Now when you're splitting or you're doubling down, you have to put an equal amount out, an equal amount to your original bet. Now with doubling down, you actually could double for less. So it doesn't have to be exactly equal. With splitting, it has to be exactly equal. Whatever you put out for your original bet, you have to put out for the split. That has to stay the same. But with double down, you are allowed to double for less, just so you know. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Nothing on Twitch. Cool. Oh, and surrender. I forgot surrender. So when the player wants to surrender, let's say, for example, the dealer has a 10-up card and you have a horrible 15. So you have a really, really horrible hand. You got a 15. Usually it's a 16. Let's see if I can find a 6 real quick. Because it's usually a 16. It's usually not a 15. Some 15s work, but usually it's a 16. Oh well, pretend it's a 16. So we got a 16 or a 15. And the dealer has a 10-up card and they want to surrender. Surrender is when you lose, you purposely forfeit your hand and you only lose half of your bet. So we have $20 up here so far, and we want to surrender this because we think that the dealer has a 20. We think that we're going to hit and we're going to lose it all. So instead of losing it all, why not just lose half of it? Think we're going to lose anyway, might as well just lose half instead of all, right? Great time to surrender. What you're going to do is you're going to take your finger like so, and you are going to draw a line behind your bet. Like so. Draw a line behind your bet. So you flip your cards up, draw a line behind your bet. That's it. I'm done. I surrender. So the dealer is going to take your bet, put it in the middle of the table. This is showing the cameras how much you have. You have $20. Half of $20 is 10. The dealer's going to get out clean money, $10, and they're going to give them back to the player. So the player has the $10. Dealer takes the $20 bet and locks it up in their rack. This way, the bank is allowed to play. The bank is allowed to pay the player with clean money instead of paying the player with dirty money. So the dealer or the player has $10 now. The dealer's going to take the cards and put them in the discard rack. And that is what a surrender is. And you can only do surrenders on certain tables. Usually it's on shoe games, not normally on double decks, sometimes, but not normally. But if you find a table where you have surrender, you are allowed to basically forfeit your hand for half of the original bet. So that's what surrender is. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hi, Jimmy and Twitch. Cool. I don't get too many Twitch people, so it's awesome when I see Twitch people. Very, very cool. Good to see you, Jimmy. Hey, Lifted, what is that, Retina? Cool. Hey, Lifted Retina. Lots of people might give you crap for surrendering, but it's a good option when it's available. Totally. Let's see what you guys are saying in YouTube. YouTube, yep, touched on surrender. We got that. We're doing good. Let's see. Hey, Ruben, how are you? Good to see you. We are not doing the buy-in today. Today is the open classroom live stream, so we are just talking about the game. I'm teaching you how to play blackjack. We're going through it, and I'm teaching you everything you want to know and answering questions. We're going to play the game on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So every Monday we do our Let's Play live stream, and you can play our game for the week. and it's every Monday at 7 p.m. and that's when we get you guys in here and we play the game and we have fun and all of that good stuff. But on Thursdays we do our open classroom, and that is where we just explain to you how to play the game. Hey Malik, good to see you. Oh, thank you so much for that super chat, Malik. I really appreciate that. Will we ever surrender? I don't know. Maybe I'd surrender if I'm feeling it. But I like playing for the fun of it. So if I feel it, then I'll do it just because, you know, it's more fun. So I wouldn't exactly take my advice on that. It's pretty much whatever you want to do, what you choose to do. If you like it, awesome. If you don't, don't. Some people are really for it. Other people are really against it. So it just depends on your personal preferences. Lifted retina. Tip number 1. Stay away from 6 to 5 tables. Stream over. If only it were that simple. But yes, I completely agree with that. Stay away from 6 to 5 tables. The reason why is if you have, let's say, a $5 blackjack, like so. We'll do 2 $5 blackjacks. How about that? We got 2 $5 blackjacks out here. And one blackjack is on a 6 to 5 game, and one blackjack is on a 3 to 2 game. Actually, why not make it better? Let's do $100. So we have $100 on each one. We have $100 and 2 blackjacks, like so. Now, this one is on a 6 to 5 game, and this one is on a 3 to 2 game. I'll pay it, and we'll show you the difference of a 3 to 2 game versus the 6 to 5 game. So, okay, so do you notice the difference? So on this one, you have a $100 bet, and $100 pays $120. Why is that? Well, on a 6 to 5 game, every $5 pays $6. Every $25 pays $5, and every $100 pays $20, like so. On a 3 to 2 game, we're actually doing 3 to 2. So you're going to take the bet and you're going to multiply it by 1.5 times. So 1.5 times the bet. Half of 100 is $50, so you get paid $150. So $120 versus $150. On a $100 bet, you just lost $30 because you're playing on a 6 to 5 game versus a 3 to 2 game. Over time, that adds up, and that's why casinos make more money on 6 to 5 games than they do 3 to 2 games. It's also the reason why you are seeing more 6 to 5 games out there instead of 3 to 2 games. And a lot of people don't know the difference between 6 to 5 or 3 to 2, so they'll just sit on whatever game that they want to sit on, and they don't realize that they're on a 6 to 5 game and they're actually losing money because of that. So, completely agree with Lifted Retina. You definitely want to stay away from a 6 to 5 game, for sure. Fabian. Hey, Fabian. Good to see you. How you doing? Blackjack is a booty load of fun. Yes. Surrender hasn't been in my vocabulary at all. Cool. And Malik, I've seen some tables pay even money on blackjack. Yes, absolutely. There are some tables that pay even money on blackjack. So, if you go... Oh, I can't think of a table at the moment. It's similar to like Super Fun 21, where it's sort of like blackjack, but it's not really like blackjack. On some of those games like that, blackjack pays even money. It doesn't pay 6 to 5, it doesn't pay 3 to 2, it just pays even money. So you're absolutely correct. There are tables out there that do pay even money. How do you keep track of paying 3 to 2 on $5 bets? So are you talking about how to pay $5 bets, 3 to 2? Let's see. So normally with the 3 to 2 one, when you do 3 to 2, what you do is you multiply it 1.5 times. So you'll take a look at the bet. Let's just say it's a $10 bet, for example, and you'll say, okay, that's $10. What is half of $10? Half of $10 is $5. Okay. So $10 plus $5 is $15. So you know a $10 blackjack pays $15. So that's usually how you figure it out. If you're doing a 6 to 5 game, you usually pay in units because it's a little harder to figure out the math for 6 to 5. So what you do is you just pay out in units. So for every red unit, you pay 1 red and 1 white. And by paying in units, that makes it a lot easier to pay a 6 to 5 game. Okay, so let's see. Fabian, I'm doing great. Long weekend ahead of me. Awesome. I hope you have a good weekend, Fabian. Very, very cool. I totally hope it's a good one. Okay, so we did all that. We got through that. And now it is the dealer's turn. So after the players have made all of their bets and they've played, so they have their bets out here and they've played. So now it's the dealer's turn. So the dealer will always play a certain way. They'll always play the same. You'll never have to worry about it. Some casinos, depending on the table, the dealer will hit a soft 17, and other tables, they'll stay on a soft 17. You can usually look somewhere on the table and see whether the dealer will hit a soft 17 or stay on a soft 17. Other than that, if the dealer has the 17 or higher, they'll always stay. And if they have 16 or lower, they will always hit. And that is how the dealer plays. So we're going to flip over a card. We have a 10. It's lower than 16. So we hit it. We have a 10 for 20. So now we have a 20 and we're good to go. So that's what the dealer does. Now we spoke a little bit about blackjack. We'll talk a little bit more about it. We were a little, what do you call it? When you, oh, I forgot the term. Under the, no, not under the gun. You shoot early or something. Okay, so we got a bet up and the dealer and the players have blackjack. Okay, so player has blackjack. We talked about it a little bit before. Blackjack pays 3 to 2. If you want to pay a 3 to 2 bonus, like I said before, you pay 1.5 times the bet. So whatever the bet is, you multiply it by 1.5. The bet times half, or the bet plus half, and that is how you get your blackjack. So if you have $20, half of $20 is $10. $10 plus $20 is $30. That's how you get the blackjack. And then again, like I was saying, some games are 6 to 5, and those pay way less. So for $5, you get paid $6, and you totally want to stay away from the 6 to 5 games. So we covered a little bit of that, covered the players, blackjack, covered that. Okay, so let's talk about the dealer game of blackjack. Just 1 second, my throat is getting really bad. Okay, so let's say the dealer has an ace up. Actually here, we'll start off with this. So the dealer has the 10 up. Every 10 that they have up, they have to look in the blackjack mirror. And the blackjack mirror shows the dealer whether they have a blackjack or not. When the dealer looks in this mirror, if they see white, then that means that they don't have a blackjack. If they see like a tip or if they see markings, then that means that they have a blackjack. So if you have a 10 up and you look in the mirror and you see you have a blackjack, you're just going to flip over that blackjack and you're going to take everybody's bets. That's it. You're done. That's all you could do. If the player has a blackjack, then they push, and that's the best you can hope for. That's if the dealer has a 10 up card. Now, if the dealer has an ace up card, they're going to ask for insurance. So let's talk about insurance. The dealer will turn their card to the side, and they will put their hand over the table like so, and they will say insurance. And the players now have a decision whether they want to pay insurance or not. And insurance is a side bet, betting whether the dealer has a blackjack or not. So if you think the dealer has a blackjack, then pay insurance. If you think the dealer doesn't have a blackjack, then don't pay insurance. So we have a $20 bet up here. We'll say, for example, that it's a really, really good bet and he has a 20. So 20 is a really good bet. We want to try to keep that one. So we are going to pay insurance. With a $20 bet, you can only do maximum for insurance half of your bet. So half of 20 is $10. So we're going to put $10 on the insurance line. Now, after he bets the insurance, thinking that I have it, I'm going to look at my cards and I'm going to see what I have. So I look at my cards, I see that I do have a blackjack. So if I have a blackjack and the player bet half of their bet, they get to keep their insurance and they get to keep their bet. They don't lose anything. It's like a push. If I don't have a blackjack, if I had something else, then the dealer is going to take that insurance bet and we're going to play like normal. And that's the reason why some people play with a good hand versus a hand that might not be so good. Now, when I say that we have a $10 we have a $10 insurance bet, and I just take the bet and I push it back to them like so, that might be a little bit confusing, especially for people who are just learning blackjack or insurance. So let me explain it a little bit better. You have a $10 insurance bet out. You bet half of your original bet. So half of your original bet is $10. You have a $10 insurance bet out. Insurance pays 2 to 1, like so. So if I have a blackjack, then your insurance bet wins and you get paid 2 to 1, like so. But you still lose your bet. So that is exactly the same thing as taking your bet and just pushing your insurance bet back. So it's actually like a sort of a lazy way for dealers to do it. If you're doing it by the book, what you would do is you would pay the insurance bet and take the original bet, and that's how you do it by the book. But a lot of dealers will just leave the original bet up and they'll just push the insurance bet back and they'll be like, okay, you're good. It's a push. Now, what happens if the player doesn't bet half of their insurance bet? So they have a $20 bet out there, but they're like, you know what? I only want $5 insurance. I don't want a whole $10 insurance. And I do have a blackjack. Well, this is when you're going to actually go through the motions of what I just explained. So this is less than half of your original bet. So you are going to pay the insurance 2 to 1, like so. And then you're going to take their original bet. And that is how you pay insurance for a bet that they're paying less than half. So normally they have to pay half. If they're not paying half, if they're paying less than half, then that's how you would take care of it. You would pay their insurance 2 to 1 and you would take their original bet. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see if you have any questions in the comments section real quick. Okay, so Lifted Retina on Twitch. What about someone playing the minimum on a $5 table? Oh, what? So you're saying like if they're paying $5, what's the blackjack pay? I think that's what you're asking. If I'm wrong, let me know and I will try to answer it. But I think you're asking about paying a $5 blackjack. So a $5 blackjack, half of $5 is $2.50. So $2.50 plus $5 is $7.50. Oh, that's a really old question. Ha, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I should look up more often. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying in YouTube. So YouTube, Fabian, probably gonna hit the poker table again tomorrow. Awesome. Break a leg, Fabian. Jose, was I greeted by Heather? Yes, I did greet you. It might have been fast, but hi, Jose. Good to see you. I'll greet you one more time. I'll greet you as many times as you want. We're all good. Arthur, why would anyone play at a 6 to 5 game? Usually it's because they don't know any better and they're not looking to see that it's a 6 to 5 game and they don't realize that that's what they're playing on. That's the reason why. And casinos have found out that there are a lot of those players out there, and that's why they're paying out most 6 to 5 games instead of 3 to 2 games. It's another way to make money. You know how corporations are, anything to make a buck? Well, that's just one more way to increase your profits. Malik, if the dealer forgets to check blackjack and the player doubles their bet, normally what will happen if the dealer flips a blackjack at the end of it? So if that happened, Malik, what you would do is you would call over your floorman. You would say, oh man, I made a mistake, I messed up, I should have caught that, or I should have done that. And you already went through and everyone's doubled down in bed and lost and played and all that fun stuff. What you have to do is you have to stop what you're doing and call over the floor. And the floor will come over and he'll take care of the situation. And there's several different ways that they would take care of that situation. I think we should take the ante first and then pay the insurance. So it wouldn't be the ante, it'd be your main bet, but I really like that one. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, some casinos, they do want you to do that because the reason why is when you're doing the take and pay procedure, you're always supposed to take bets first. The bets that lose are always supposed to be taken first, and then any bets that win are paid after that. So Malik is absolutely correct. There are plenty of casinos where you're supposed to take that bet first and then pay the insurance. Other casinos don't care, and you could go in whatever order you want. And yeah, that's just, it depends on the casino. Like with everything, it just depends on the casino. Lifted retina, and hopefully the pit is cool and just pays up. Hopefully. Okay, so I think we got all of the comments, so we're good on that. Let's see where we are at on the class. Okay, so one thing that I didn't talk about is even money. So what happens if, for example, the dealer has an ace-up card and the player has a blackjack? Okay. So we have a $20 blackjack right here, and the dealer has an ace-up card. So the dealer is like insurance. Insurance, does anyone want insurance? And the player says, I want even money. Okay, dealer takes even money, pays him even money, and now he doesn't have to play the hand. So what just happened is, when you have a blackjack, you can still take insurance, and when you take insurance, it's called even money. So if you have a blackjack and it's a $20 blackjack, you would get paid $30. You would get paid even money plus half of your bet. So half of your bet actually goes towards paying the insurance, and the rest is even money, which is what the player gets paid. They get paid even money. And that's sort of how even money works. So with a blackjack, you would get paid 1.5 times the bet. The bonus, the 0.5, that bonus would go to paying the insurance, and then the player would get paid even money. And it normally only happens when the player has a blackjack and the dealer has an ace-up card and the dealer is asking for insurance. So that's another part of it, is even money. Okay, so that's pretty much the basics of the game. Does anyone have any questions on how to play blackjack? I want to make sure that I answered all your questions. I want to make sure that you guys know how to play blackjack. You know what you're doing. You're ready for Monday when we're going to play. And then after I make sure that you guys know how to play blackjack, I want to talk with you guys about game security and table protection. For the people who are dealing the game, I want to talk to you about casing your layout, about walking the game, and also about holding the deck when you're doing a pitch game. So before we go into that, do any of you guys out there have any questions on how to play blackjack? Anything else you want me to go over, anything like that? Do you guys think you're ready for Monday for our Let's Play Blackjack live stream? Let me know. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take another sip of water. Where's the box? Ah! You can't see me. Haha, you can't see me. Okay. So Malik, Heather, I have a question. If you receive a free room at a casino, brought $1,000, lost, and then put another $1,000 out of the ATM, lost, and the next day draw another 6,000 one more time, and then won some money on slots. The cash with you was up to 6,005, but you couldn't control yourself and lost down to 2,008. Is it a happy situation? Malik, it completely depends on the person that's playing. It's all about perspective. So what your question is it a happy situation? Well, if the person has the perspective that they're just playing for fun, they spend a lot of time on it, they had a good 3, 4, 5 days of good gambling and everything, and they're down 2008 out of all of that. Some people have the perspective that this is fine, that there's no problem, they had a good time, it was worth the money, they got a free room out of it, they got to go see a show, they got to go, you know, do all this stuff and everything. So some people will see it as a happy situation. Other people will see it as just, oh, I lost 2,800, I'm down, this sucks, and that's all that they'll focus on, and then it's a negative situation. So it really just depends on your perspective and what you are thinking and feeling at the moment. Okay, so everybody, I think we answered your questions. Let me go over a couple more things with you for the dealers out there. Oh, okay, we got one more question. So, Jose, can you explain multiple pairs and splitting mainly 8s and aces? So when you have a pair and you split the pair, by the way, if you're trying to decide when to split the pair, use the Blackjack strategy card, and the Blackjack strategy card will tell you when to split the pair. And you're splitting 8s and aces. Basically, the reason why you're doing that is because you think that I have a bad card. Let's say, for example, if I have a 6-up card, and you want to split those 8s because having 2 18s against my 6 is better than have a 16 against my 6. So that's one of the reasons why you would split, and then you would be playing 2 hands, and then you think that I'm going to be losing on that 6-up card, so you're going to get paid twice instead of once. So that's a little bit the explanation between splitting 8s and aces and pairs and that kind of a thing. You always split 8s and aces, and the reason why, again, with 8s, it's better to have 2 18s than 1 16, and with aces, it's better to have 2 21s than it is to have a 22. So that's the reasoning behind it. Okay, so I had some people actually have a problem with pitching. Been a couple weeks. I've had several people have problems with pitching. So I just want to go over real quick some of the problems that I've seen out there with pitching. When you are pitching and you're, well, we could talk about that in a sec, but when you're pitching, what you're going to do is you're going to flick the card with your middle finger. So you're holding the card completely straight, like so. It has to be completely straight, like so. And then on this little indentation right here, where you see that crease on your finger, you're going to put the very, very top portion of the card. It's the corner part of the card. You don't want to hold in the middle part of the card because this is going to hinder you from pitching the cards. You want to hold it at the very top. So you hold the card at the very top, and as you're holding the card, you're keeping this finger completely straight. So this finger has to be totally and completely straight. And then after you are holding the card like this, you flick the card with your middle finger. So flick it. And this lets you pitch the deck without moving your wrist. You don't want to pitch the deck like this because you're moving your wrist and then you could get carpal tunnel. What you want to do is you want to keep your wrist as straight as possible while using your middle finger to flick the deck or flick the card to do the pitching. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions with pitching. I know some people have had some problems with that, so I really, really hope that helps you guys. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat real quick. Hey, Malik, thank you so much for that super chat, Malik. I appreciate that. That is what happened to me. I'm still happy, though. Awesome. Right on, Malik. So, Malik, are you... Okay, cool. Yep, exactly. Okay, so you guys are good in the comments. Awesome. So, let us move on. So casing the layout. The dealer always needs to case the layout when they are on a game. It doesn't matter if they're on a blackjack game. It doesn't matter if they're on a craps game, a roulette game. It doesn't matter what game they're on. They always have to case the layout. Now, what am I talking about when I'm saying case the layout? You want to look at the layout and you want to make sure that there is nothing on the table that's not supposed to be on there. If the player can drink it, gamble it, or smoke it, depending on what casino you're at, then they can have it on the table. If it is a, let's say, a purse or a wallet or food or, you know, some contraption or whatever, anything else, if it's not money, if it's not chips, if it's not alcohol, you're not allowed to have it on the table. You have to take it off the table. Same thing with your phones. You're not allowed to have your phone on the table. You're not allowed to be looking at your phone for notifications. If you have a notification on your phone or if you have to talk to someone, you need to stop playing and get up and move away from the table in order to do that. And that's all for game security and table protection. Another thing that you're doing when you're casing the layout is you are looking at every single bet that the player is playing and you are taking a mental note of how much they're playing. This player's playing $25. He plays $25 every hand. This player always plays $10 a hand. This player always plays $100. This player has $120. You want to take a mental note and know how much they're playing. And the reason why is because if you have pinchers or past posters at your game, knowing this, having a mental snapshot of what the players were playing will help you in deterring pinching and past posting. So if you have, let's say, a $50 bet, or yeah, let's say you have a $50 bet over here, or we'll put it, there you go, $50 bet right here. And you're like, okay, $5, $10, $50, $10, $50, whatever. You're dealing out the cards. By the end of the night, or by the end of the round, when you're paying everyone, you're paying them, you already know what they had. Okay, this guy had 5, this guy had 10, this guy had 10. And you get to this player and you're like, wait a minute, why are you at 100? You've been playing 50. You've been playing 50 the last few hands. I know for a fact I saw 50 when I started the game. Now you're at 100? Okay, red flag. We have a pass poster here. I need to notify the floor. That kind of a thing. So that's why it's always good to case the layout. Always good to make sure you know what everybody's playing. Another thing is if they're playing, let's say, a lot of chips like so, sometimes they try to hide chips. So we'll have a lot of red chips on here, but they'll be hiding a $500 chip at the very bottom. And if the dealer is going on his, if the dealer's basically daydreaming, or if they're running on autopilot, they might notice that there's a large chip under there, and then that opens up the table for vulnerabilities. That makes the table vulnerable, that makes the dealer vulnerable. So you want to case the layout, you want to see how much they have, and you want to take a mental note, or you want to remember what the players are all playing. Okay. Okay, so another thing that we're going to talk about is walking the game. When you are on the table, you want to make sure you walk the game. Now, what does that mean? So you are dealing, you're right here, you're in the middle, right exactly in the middle of the game. But the thing is when you're dealing, you always want to make sure that your body is square to the game. Always, always square to the game. So you never want to turn your back on the game. You always want to keep the bank in view at all times. So that means that you have to walk the game. If you don't walk the game, here's an example of you not walking the game. If you have a player over here and he's playing and he spills a drink, well, you go and you take care of that drink and you're cleaning up and you're moving stuff and you're doing stuff. All of a sudden, you have your back to the bank, and now you're not paying attention to that bank. That's not good. You need to walk the game. Walking the game, someone's over here, they spill a drink, they need your attention, you walk the game. You physically take 2 or 3 steps back over here, and then you take care of the problem. So that way, as you're taking care of the problem, you're over here and you could see the entire game and you could see the bets and the chips and all of that, but you're over here taking care of the problem. So you physically walk your game. Same thing with over here. You physically walk your game. So you're walking back and forth from your game, and you're always keeping your game square to your body so you can always see your game. It also helps too with standing. When you're standing for 8 hours and you're standing in just one position and that's it, that hurts. That hurts your feet, that hurts your legs, that sucks. But if you're walking your game and you're doing that correctly, well, your legs and your feet don't hurt so much because you're walking, you're moving, you're doing something. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay, so everyone is cool on Twitch. How are we on YouTube? Okay, so we are good on YouTube. Okay, so let's talk about one more thing about game security and table protection. And when you are on a handheld game, a single deck or a double deck, you are holding that deck. You have to hold the deck a certain way, and a lot of dealers don't hold the deck a certain way. So when you're holding the deck, first and foremost, you are covering the very front of the deck. I don't know if you could see this. You are covering the very, very front of the deck. So you can't see that part of the deck. And you are holding the deck belly height, like so, and slightly up. You want the angle to be up. So it is slightly away from your belly, this far up from the table, and angled up and covered. And that is how you want to hold the deck. If you are holding it too high, that's not good, because of game security and table protection, you could cheat this way. Same thing if you're holding it too low, you could cheat. You never want to hold it too low, and you never want to hold it too high. You always want to hold it belly height, slightly away from your body, and at an upward angle, like so. So I hope that answers some people that were having some questions. I know people were having problems with that, so I hope I answered your question. Let's see if you guys are saying anything in the chat. Nothing on Twitch. Okay, how about YouTube? If the player is using basic strategy, the amount bet obviously changes. How could you case the table layout then? Oh, that's fine. You case the table layout after every hand. Every single hand, at the very beginning of the hand, you case the layout. You don't do it just once, you do it every single time. Every time a hand starts, before the cards come out, you case the layout. So if that player's betting 10, 5, 10, 20, 25, back down to 5, it doesn't matter, because you're casing that layout every single time before the card comes out. Every single time. Okay, so we got that one. Got that one. Yeah, I was, definitely. Hey Moldrens on Twitch, how you doing? Yes, this is live, totally and completely live. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. We are just ending the live stream, so you came at a very, very perfect time. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything, let me know, write them in the comments, but yes, this is live. We are here every week, twice a week. So on every Thursday, we have an open classroom live stream where I teach you guys how to play that game for the week. This week it's Blackjack. And then on Monday at 7 p.m. we have an Let's Play live stream where we actually play the game that we learned on Thursday. So next Monday at 7 p.m. we are going to be playing Blackjack. So you can get in here, you could have what you started out with, what your minimum bet is, and how much when you leave. It'll just be like a normal game. It's a lot of fun, really, really cool. And hopefully I will see you there, hopefully. Oh, good. Right on, Moldrin. I really hope I get to see you there. But yeah, if you have any questions on Blackjack, please feel free to ask. Now's the time to do it. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Of course. Okay, so I think that's it. Do you guys have any other questions? I think I went through everything I told everyone I would go over this week. Like I said, I know some people were having some problems with that, so I hope I answered all of your guys' questions. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, I think we are going to be going. I'm going to be looking forward to this Monday when we do the Let's Play live stream because I can pitch the cards. Pitching the cards has always been my most favorite part of dealing. I've always loved pitching the cards. It's always been so fun. Just sitting here practicing, it's just always been really, really cool. I love pitching it. But you know what? I used to deal poker at the Sahara. And when I was dealing poker at the Sahara, as a poker dealer, I would sit there and I would pitch the cards. Oh my God. I would get the angriest looks and people would be so mad at me. It would be so horrible. And the reason why is they don't want a blackjack dealer pitching the cards like a blackjack game. They want a poker dealer pitching the cards like a poker game. It's two different pitches. It's not the same thing. So, yeah, so I would get in trouble. I would pitch the cards, and what would happen is it would be too fast and too hard, and I would hit something, and the card would flip over. Oh my God, forget it. The whole game was over, everyone was pissed, and yeah, it was just awful. So I learned that there are different types of pitching. You have blackjack pitching and you have poker pitching. If you're on a poker table, totally different way of pitching the cards than if you're on a blackjack table. A little tidbit of information, just so you know. It didn't really come anywhere, I just thought I would tell you guys. Maybe like give you guys a little more time to ask questions and everything. Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, so you guys are good. You got no more questions in the live stream. I think everyone is set. So let us end this for today. That does it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me. Join us again next time on our Let's Play Blackjack live stream on Monday, April 15th at 7 p.m. Until then, this is Heather Ferris with Vegas Aces, reminding you that education can change the world. Take care, you guys. See you on Monday. Thank you so much. Bye.